Swamiji, is it okay if I record the Q&A session?
Yeah.
Thanks, Swamiji.
Hari Om Swamiji. Swamiji wants to start the prayer, opening prayer.
Okay. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. Yes, Amma.
Hari Om Swamiji. So should I read out the questions, Swamiji? Then one there. Okay.
Yes.
This one? Okay. The first question, Swamiji. Hari Om Swamiji, we are taught to pursue work with nishkam attitude, but not nishprayojan. The problem I see when I reflect is that every single prayojan has a desire at its root. Even the work to help to seek satsang has a desire at its core. How to tackle that? Why is it so hard even when we try? And thank you for your time.
Amma, if the questioner would like to reveal himself or herself, then I can.
Yeah, Archana, are you on? I think she logged in.
I'm on. Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om. Amma, see, desire is not the problem. See, whatever we do, definitely there is a prayojana. Without prayojanam manuddishya mandopina pravartate, it is said. Even a dull-witted person will not work without a desire, without a prayojana. Whatever we do is for prayojanam only. There is a worldly goal, but all these worldly goals must be pursued in such a way that we attain our spiritual goal also. The pursuit of material goal should not end up in intensifying our vasanas, intensifying our likes and dislikes. That's the whole point. Without karma phala, work means what? Without desiring karma phala. So here, without a purpose, nobody can work in this world. So what is discouraged here is insistence upon the results, not expecting the results. For a result only we are performing action. But suppose that result doesn't come. Then if you are insistent, you will be very disturbed. At that time you should say, fine, this is Bhagwan's will. I did my best. Now, if this was Bhagwan's will, I accept it. So this ability to drop the insistence is what is encouraged in Karma Yoga. Otherwise, without a result, nobody can. Even to organize a yajna, we have result in mind. Okay, so many people will come. So many prasad has to be organized. There is so much of planning involved. But when people don't come according to our expectation, that we accept as will of God. So what is that we discourage is insistence on the results. Did I answer, Amma?
You did beautifully. Thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om.
Okay, Swamiji, the next question. Suresh, are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Okay.
Hari Om, Swami.
So this is from Suresh. If the true nature of the self is truly bliss and that is the one truth, how is it that it can be veiled by something like Maya? Does that not imply that there is something other than that one true bliss?
So for that, let us take the example of dream. Actually, I alone am. Then where did this world come from? Where did the dreamer come from? In the dream, except me, I experience everything else, except the real me. In the dream, I experience the dreamer. I consider myself as a dreamer. Then I see the world, so many people are there, so many happenings are there, Panchamahabhutas are there. If suppose in the dream somebody tells you, hey, this is dream, only you exist. Same question is valid there also, isn't it? If only I exist, where did all this come from? If I only exist, then what is this Maya? That means there is something other than me also, etc., etc. These questions can be raised there also. But then when you wake up, what do you say? Do you say that no, other than me, there is something else also? No. You say, I alone am. So if you alone are, where did everything else come from? Where did this wheeling come from? So this wheeling is something created by our mind. And what is the nature of the mind? Manasam tu kim margane krite naiva manasam. There is no mind at all. When you inquire into the nature of the mind, there is no mind. So the whole Maya is nothing but creation of the mind, projection of the mind. And when you inquire into the nature of the mind doesn't exist. So the truth is I alone am. Did I answer?
Yes,
Suresh?
Swami. Lots to think about, but yes.
Okay.
So the next question is from Sujana. Swamiji, we've been told that being anxious is equivalent to not having faith in Bhagavan.
Mm.
Is this true? And if so, how do we explain this?
See, when we are anxious of a particular result, anxiety means what? Something I badly want, but I don't know whether it will happen or not. I badly want something, but I am not sure whether it will happen or not. Now, suppose you have firm faith in God and firm faith in the justice of God, in the goodness of God, firm faith that He is our well wisher, He will never do anything wrong, anything bad for me. Then, whatever happens, let it happen. But I don't want certain things to happen. I have my own strong insistences. This should not happen. That should not happen. If you are truly a devotee of God, what will you say? By the will of God, everything happens. So generally, when likes and dislikes are strong, we become anxious of the results. Because I want certain thing in this way only. I cannot accept certain thing in that way. So there is some kind of resistance that is called as anxiety. Anxiety comes from resistance. Greater the resistance, greater will be the anxiety. Lesser the resistance, greater is the surrender. And greater is the surrender, greater the peace. Bhagwan, whatever happens, I accept. I have done my best, but whatever happens, now it is your will. And I am sure that whatever happens, it is for my good. At present, I may not be able to accept it, or I may not be able to appreciate why this is happening this way. If you have decided, then that should be the right thing. So then what happens? Anxiety goes away. You will always find that anxiety and forgetfulness of God goes hand in hand. You can never be really holding on to God and be anxious. Just not possible. You become so carried away by your likes and dislikes that at the back door, Bhagwan has left. Did I answer, Amma?
You answered, Swamiji, but it feels very harsh. The reason it feels harsh is you think that you have devotion, but like I'm talking only about me. I feel like I have devotion, but how can someone say because I'm anxious that I don't have devotion? It
See,
kind of
who has to give certificate to you that you have devotion? Is it self certificate or Bhagwan has to give the certificate?
I only give Swamiji, maybe not.
That is a mistake. Everybody will give A plus only to oneself.
So
Who
no,
will give Z minus? Nobody will give.
it's really harsh, Swamiji, but I think I
All
understand.
see, you ask anyone, even a criminal, you ask, he will say, "I am a good person. I am a good person. All crime, all these things have been forged, have been, Actually, I am a good person." You ask anyone in this world, that person will give only A plus certificate to himself. And he will say, "Why God is doing this to me? I don't understand. I don't believe in God." So self certificate has no value. Bhagavan certificate alone values. And Bhagavan knows what you are doing in your heart. In fact, you yourself don't know what thoughts are going in your mind. You yourself don't know what are the vasanas, what are the likes and dislikes. You yourself don't know. And if there is somebody who knows it 100%, it is Bhagavan. And remember that disturbance of the mind due to anxiety is also given by Bhagavan. So there is somebody in you knowing everything about you, but different from you. So anxiety is a symptom.
Can you also say that because if you're anxious, then you're also, it's caused also, there's an indirect ego that
They all
it
go
causes.
together. Ego, anxiety, depression, negativity, resistance, they all go together.
Beautiful, Swami. Thank you so much to do reflection.
Dhanalakshmi Amma, you raised your hand or something? Somebody had some question.
Yes, Dhanalakshmi, you raised your hand. Do you have a question regarding this discussion?
I had, but I'm good now. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So, Swamiji, the next question is, it's from me, Swamiji. That's regarding Swadharma. So, our scripture says based on Varna Ashrama Dharma, and but it is not clearly delineated in current times as it used to be. But it's also classified under Sadharana and Visishta Dharma, which are like special and basic Dharma everyone should follow. So, in the current times, how do I determine what my Swadharma is as I play like multiple roles in this?
Amma, Swadharma is something which only Bhagavan can tell us. Nobody can tell, no scriptures can tell, nobody. Scriptures can give a broad outline, but specific. In fact, in your own life, as you progress in spirituality, your Swadharma also will change. Once upon a time, you never had a guilt doing a particular thing. But slowly, as you grow spiritually, you start feeling guilt doing the same thing. So as you evolve, your mind becomes more and more sensitive. As your mind becomes more and more sensitive, intellect becomes more and more bright. As intellect becomes more and more bright, Viveka Shakti becomes very, very intense. And in that intense torchlight of Viveka Shakti, earlier those which were gray areas become black and white. So who is guiding us in all this? Only Bhagavan can guide. Nobody else can guide. And especially society is changing. Now this Varnashrama Dharma and all, nobody is following now. Very rarely things are being followed. So what Varna, what Ashrama, that also I don't know many times. Because, caste admixture has happened. So whether I am a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, that also I don't know. So in such a complicated situation, even in those days also, Bhagavan alone can be the guide. But in the modern times, even more it is true that Bhagavan alone can guide us. So therefore, the voice within has to be taken as the means to guide us. So as the mind becomes very quiet and pure at the seat of meditation, whichever is the topic which is disturbing you, bring that topic. Not in the beginning. In the beginning, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you pray. Be in tune with God. In that peaceful mind, then you bring that topic and say, Bhagwan, please guide me. So generally morning hours, after bath, after this initial prayer, you bring the topic, you will definitely get a guidance. If that day you didn't get, wait for next day. Wait for next day. 2-3 days you just wait and then something will clearly emerge. That then is your Swadharma. So when Bhagavan says that Yogakshema Vahamyam, to guide me in my Swadharma also is my Yogakshema. Yogakshema is not food, shelter, clothing. In every turn of my life, he has to guide me. That is Yogakshema. So since Bhagavan has given this promise, my job only is to listen to him because he alone knows everything about me. I myself don't know where I am in that spiritual ladder. So just because I am a family person doesn't mean that, I have no spiritual responsibilities. So therefore, only Bhagavan can guide. Only Bhagavan can guide me how much I should spend in spirituality. Again, there are worldly responsibilities, there are spiritual responsibilities. How much time to allocate? All these details only Bhagavan can guide me. Nobody else can guide me. So as I told you, your Swadharma will vary within few years also as you keep evolving. So then who can guide me other than Bhagavan? Who alone knows whether I am really progressing or not? So depending upon Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja, Bhagavan has said. For everything you have to depend on me alone.
So Swamiji, how will I know? Even if I calm my mind, sometimes it could be my ego guide. Like it's very hard.
That is why I said 30 minutes of prayer.
Yeah.
You have to sublimate your ego and then the voice which comes. That alone is God's voice. Not when the ego is active. And when the ego is inactive, you will know. Because there is a joy of devotion. When there is a joy of devotion, understand ego is not ruling you. When the ego is ruling you, you will not experience joy of devotion. Heart feels light when Bhagavan is ruling you. When the heart is ruled by Bhagavan, there are so many indications. There is an experience of a divine feeling. Till that divine feeling comes, don't bring up this topic. So generally this happens in the morning when the mind is fresh, body is fresh, and you are able to dive deep into yourself. Not when the mind is tired, after office work, etc. In the evening, if you sit, only ego is guiding you. Early morning, when you start experiencing the devotion for God, only then understand that mind is trustworthy. In those moments, you put this question. And then tell this also, Bhagavan, I think this is what you want me to do. And if there is peace of mind, there is no guilt, there is no disturbance, understand that is your Swadharma. See, it is his responsibility to guide you. He has to do it. He is guiding, but the thing is, many times we are not listening. That is why this much initial preparation is necessary. If you are not very clear, wait for the next day. But when it is clear to you, you know that yes, this is the thing which Bhagavan wants from me. he will never leave you in a state of ambiguity. No. He will make it very clear. Provided surrender is to a great extent, at a good level, you know that I am in tune with God and this is what He wants me to do. You will be very clear.
So that state comes to different people at different times, I guess. You have to just patiently keep on.
Yeah, you have to wait. You have to wait. Till it becomes very clear, don't take any action.
Okay, Swamiji. Thank you.
Mm.
The next question is from Tanuja. Tanuja, are you on? Hariom, Tanuja?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh,
Hi.
okay.
Sorry.
Why do certain individuals in our lives cause us deep pain, even when we haven't wronged or spoken ill of them? And how can we let go of that pain, negativity, and forgive them to continue living our lives?
Amma, this question is very general question. So then I will give only a general answer. But if you have a specific something in your mind, then
It's more a question posed by my son to me, saying if I don't do anything mean to any of my friends, they're going to be mean to me. And when I attend Chinmaya, I was told that you need to just let it go and say that God, you take care of it. But it's not helping him come out of that situation easily.
see, Amma, this world is designed in such a way, nobody will be just mean to you without a reason. You see, this world is like a mirror. If I say, I don't know why this mirror is making strange faces. A good mirror, huh? Not a. You are making some faces. That is why that mirror is. It's just a reflection. This is one possible answer. So we have to dive deep into these relationships. And I don't deny that there are people who find great joy in what you call bullying others. I don't deny such that, but they will be bullying others also. If they are good to everyone and they are only bad to me, then I have to introspect. There are so many aspects related to this. There are so many aspects. Why is
How
it
can
that others? Huh?
how can we see it from the angle of karma? Let's take that's like for kid, I can tell him. He says, how can I get out of those feelings? I can explain him. But from the angle of karma, because I
From
get different answers, as you said, it's a generic question, but I keep hearing different answers from different gurujis. So it's confusing, as well as I haven't reached from my side, I haven't reached that position where I know the skill of forgiving without impacting my peace, inner peace.
see, I have never known till now a person who is always doing good to others, who is always very loving to others. Such a person not being loved by the cosmos. I have not seen such a person till now.
Okay.
Here is a person who is only doing good to others. Words are very kind, very sweet. All actions are beneficial. Very selfless person. Very down to earth, very humble. And that person being hated by others, bullied by others, I have not seen in my life even one single person.
Okay.
Somewhere, basic equations we have got it wrong. Why are others giving me pain? Though I am not giving pain. Unknowingly you must be doing something. It has to be introspected. देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परम अवाप्स्यथ. Devatas doesn't mean some devatas somewhere. No. People around me. You are very nice to everyone. Not using any hurting words. Very loving, very kind words. Helping nature. You will always find that the world will just come to help you. If it is one person, then I can understand. One person is, maybe that person's personality is like that. Hurting personality, bullying person. Fine, one or two exceptional cases I can accept. But if you say that the whole world around me is like this, then there is some problem. Then there is some problem with me. One or two stray cases we can always understand. There are such people. highly egoistic people, self-centered people. Yes, when you are good, they may not like it. But they are only stray cases. And you need not bother about them also, because they will be disliked by everybody. You will never miss anything by keeping them away from your life. But if you say that everybody is like this around me, then there is some problem with me. So as a mother, you have to go deep, probe deep. What is my son doing? Because he will give only his version. He will come and tell you his version, and always in his version, he is the hero and everybody is a villain. Don't believe that version. As I said, my certificate will have A plus category. So you have to probe deep into what is my son doing? How is he behaving? What are the words he is using? How is he behaving with others? What is his general attitude? You will find that there are a lot of things which we have to improve upon ourselves. As your thoughts, so will be the world perceived by you. If my thoughts are negative, I will perceive a negative world. And I will project my negative thoughts on the world and say that the world is negative. Actually, the problem is my own negative thoughts. You know that example given, my glass, the glass is very colored. And then I say, oh, that house is colored and this tree is colored and this and that. Actually, the glass pane through which I am seeing, that itself is dirty. So therefore, these are the aspects you'll have to, when he comes with a problem, ask him so many questions. Just don't take it as he says. No. Amma, can you switch on your video?
I'm trying to.
Because I am not able to understand whether you are understanding or not, or where are you? Or...
Camera. One second. I'm almost there.
Amma, this is a digital age. You must learn all these things. When are you going to learn?
Sometimes protection also we need that
So
from
much of
social.
protection that you can see others and others
We
can't
can
see you.
make.
That is very bad.
Camera. God, Google Meet it. I'm trying. It says settings. I'm so sorry.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. You answer my question now. Did you get your answer?
I do. So should I tell to my son, like, go and see what you're doing wrong?
You have to
Or
make concepts very clear. This whole world is functioning based on laws. There is a cosmic law in place. And the cosmic law is, if my mind is negative, I will see everywhere negative things. Therefore, I have to train my mind in thinking positive. This world is not run by the politicians. This world is not run by the court or the police. This world is run by Bhagavan. So if I am not able to live in this world in a healthy way, there is some problem with me.
okay, got it.
This is the way you have to teach them. Find out where he is going wrong. So unless you are walking the right path, you cannot show him the right path. So first responsibility is you must follow the right path. Then as you follow the right path, you are familiar with the right path, and then you are able to guide others also in the right path. You can't just end up preaching your son and not living it. That will not
Agreed.
work.
Sure, Swamiji. Thank you. That helps.
Right.
Swamiji, the next question is from Ketki. Ketki, are you on?
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hariom.
So the question is, Swamiji, the chariot analogy in the Kathopanishad beautifully illustrates the journey of self-realization. How can we practically apply this symbolism to control our senses and mind during meditation?
See, during meditation, what do you experience? You experience that the mind is wandering. And what is the cause of this wandering mind? Mind has certain likes and dislikes. That is why mind is wandering here and there. You are trying to withdraw the mind, but the mind doesn't listen. How are you trying to withdraw the mind? Through your intellect. You see, charioteer must have the control over the reins. Reins means mind, charioteer means intellect. So if reins are not in the control of the charioteer, what will happen? Horse will run here and there. Reins will follow the horses if the charioteer is not in control. So therefore, at the seat of meditation, find out where all the mind is going. There are certain whirlpools where the mind gets stuck and it's not able to come out. Identify those whirlpools, because that shows that there are intense likes and dislikes in those areas. And understand that in those areas, intellect is weak, mind is strong, because mind is not able to pull out, the intellect is not able to pull out the mind from those whirlpools. So this is how you have to apply the chariot analogy. Make a list of all those intense likes and dislikes and work on it. And a time comes when the intellect is strong enough, mind becomes weak. When the likes and dislikes become weak, mind becomes weak, and then you are able to see what is a healthy state of mind. You are able to think on a problem and you are able to at will withdraw from the problem. At will, when you are able to withdraw from a thing, being, and situation, that is a sign of a healthy mind. We are not scared of any thing, being, or situation. At will, I am able to engage. At will, I am able to withdraw. If this state is there, then that is called a healthy state. That means intellect is in control of the mind. Otherwise, what will happen? You think of a situation, you are stuck there, you are sucked into that whirlpool, and you have forgotten that you are meditating. And half an hour, 1 hour goes, oh, what am I doing? In the name of meditation, I have been just brooding. So this is a sign that those thing, being, or a situation is really ruling over you. You are not ruling over it. So this is how we have to apply that chariot analogy. Did I answer, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. Swamiji, one of the whirlpools that my mind gets stuck in is the to-do list for the day. This needs to be done, this needs to be done, and that's where the mind wanders. Is that a sign of ahankar, Swamiji, that I think like I have to do this, I have to do this, or it won't, not that it won't get done, but this is my job and I need to get it done?
See, the things which you need to get it done, you need to get it done. There are things which you have to do. And if you don't do it, there is guilt. There is disturbance of mind. So anything which leads to disturbance of mind, understand you are doing wrong. So therefore, when you are doing it, there is a satisfaction also. Certain things you have to do. When you are doing it, there is a satisfaction. And when you don't do it, there is no satisfaction. So understand that you have to do it. But one thing, if the mind is disturbed, the disturbed mind will tell you hundreds of things to do, which may be many times unwanted. But if the mind is peaceful, it will tell you 10 things to do, and only those things need to be done. A disturbed mind will tell you 100 things to do. A peaceful mind will tell you 10 things to do. So first, quieten the mind and then decide what to do and then do it.
Thank you, Swami.
So Swamiji, the next question is from Dhruv Reina. So Swamiji, it's easy to start spiritual practices with enthusiasm, but difficult to sustain them consistently. How can we cultivate the discipline and perseverance on the spiritual path?
See, once you get a higher state of joy, this is what happens in spirituality. As your life becomes more and more disciplined, more and more organized, you will find that there is a greater and greater sense of fulfillment in you. Always you will find this when you do a sadhana, when you do a little meditation, you will always find that your peace has it has touched a new high. Always you will find this. And once you have tasted that higher joy, every time you come down, there is a guilt. So before spirituality, you were, say, experiencing 10 units of happiness. After walking this path, you start experiencing 100 units. After that, when you stop that sadhana, you again come back to 10 units, then there is misery. Earlier you were happy with 10 units. Now you cannot be happy with 10 units because you have tasted 100 units. So when you stop your spiritual sadhana, there is a misery. Painfully go through that misery which you are experiencing due to stopping these sadhanas. So how to keep myself inspired? That joy intensity itself will keep you inspired if you don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. There is a guilt. Don't ignore that guilt. There is a disturbance. Cheh, I did not get up early. Cheh, today I did not do meditation. Cheh, I have decided that I will not do this, and I will do this. Cheh, I have not done it today. There's a guilt. That guilt is coming from Bhagavan. Listen to that voice. Don't ignore that voice. Few days you ignore that voice, then again you come back to the same thing. But instead of ignoring that voice, say, no, today I have compromised with my higher values. So therefore, I must go through some punishment, some prayashchita I have to do. So fine, today I'm not eating food because I did not do what I'm supposed to do. Or I did what I'm not supposed to do. So for every, what you call, slip, punish yourself. Or I will do this much of japa. Whatever it is, it's all up to you. There should be some kind of exertion. So every time when you do it, slowly what happens is, mind is also scared that, oh, if I do this, then I will have to pay the price later. Every time you make a mistake, don't ignore that mistake. Punish yourself. Then what will happen is, slowly you will become more and more disciplined in your life. And slowly that becomes a habit. Walking the path of righteousness, not compromising with the values, that becomes a habit. And again, a new responsibility will come to you. Every time you go higher, a new responsibility is imposed upon you by the divine. Then you can't come down. Because if you come down, you'll be miserable. A new height is set for yourself. Then it's only upward path. You just can't go down. Because every time you go down, there is intense misery. And higher you go, higher will be the intensity of pain also when you fall. So this is the way we grow. There is no other choice. Did I answer, Dhruji?
Yes, Swamiji, just one follow-up question. So anytime you go through a penance, for example, like when you push yourself, like physically, let's say, it might be painful in the short term, but then at the end of it, you feel very good about it. Is that one of the ways to like lift yourself up when
Yes.
samsara is dragging you down?
Yes. When you feel that good, understand God's blessing. It is God's blessing. That sense of fulfillment is coming from God. Say that, yes, my child, what you did was right. I'm happy with you. That is the meaning.
Thank you, Swamiji.
So Swamiji, just a follow up, like in the same sense, like, so I don't want to eat this many sweets because that would affect my health. And one day, 2 days, you are very disciplined, and third day you give in and eat, and you feel that guilt, right, Swamiji? Is that similar, like in a spiritual guilt versus this is a worldly guilt, right? Like
Guilt is guilt, Amma. Guilt is a voice from God. When you don't live up to your intellectual conviction, whether it is physical, emotional, intellectual, or spiritual. Intellect says this is right, this is wrong. The moment you don't live up to your convictions of the intellect, guilt comes.
Yeah. Next. Yeah. So the next question is from Saraswati Padamati. Sadhu, are you on?
Yes, Swamiji. Hari Om, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
So I understand I have to make the higher intellect in charge of this life chariot. What specific practice will make the ego subservient to the intellect? In other words, how do we make the intellect independent of the ego and its demands?
You cannot make ego independent of intellect because intellect is a part of the ego only. Mano, buddhi, chitta, ahankara. So for ahankara only mana, buddhi, chitta is associated with. Ego can be sublimated only by surrendering unto God. So when you win, when you are able to live your intellectual conviction, ego just generally takes credit. See, I did it. But instead of saying that, say that by Bhagavan's grace, I could win over this addiction. Then ego is, this can be a big problem. You see, many times when we are living up to our intellectual conviction, our success, when we succeed in spirituality, when we are able to win over one by one the sense addictions, ego takes credit. So at that time, you must say, Bhagavan, by your grace, this happened. And you will always find that whenever the ego takes credit, you will fall. Next moment, you are going to fall. Whatever you thought you have conquered, the same thing will conquer you. So, whenever you win over something, immediately the next step should be, Bhagavan, by your grace, this happens. So then success is also there. And at the same time, you are able to puncture the ego also. Did I answer, Amma?
Yes, Swamiji. I think in the moment we get carried away in the sense that, like, in order for us to be very aware or vigilant that the ego has come in or sneaked in between, like that watchfulness, how do we cultivate that? Or to recognize that the ego is
Only
coming in between?
practice. Moment to moment practice.
So that is strengthening of the intellect, would you say?
It is strengthening of God remembrance vasana.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Swamiji. I understand that now.
Thank you, Swamiji. The next question is from Krishna J. Krishna Ji, are you on?
Hari Om Swamiji. Yes, I am on.
I've been doing Nama Japa and Puja regularly since past few years. I want to progress further in my spiritual practice. I understand that only Guru can assess us and give us appropriate Diksha, suggest sadhana. How do we go about finding the Guru, and how do we realize if we are meeting the right Guru?
You don't have to worry about finding the Guru. God himself will provide if it is necessary. You don't have to worry about Guru at all. You have to just do one thing. What all you have understood.
This is the Chinmaya.
You have to live your conviction. That's all what you need to do. Whatever through your studies, through your whatever sadhana you're doing, there are certain do's and don'ts which the intellect has imposed upon you. If I do this, I will progress spiritually. If I don't do this, I will not. So therefore, those convictions, you keep on living it. And that itself, there is a lot of struggle. There are things which intellect says I should do, but mind says I should not do. I mean, I don't like to do. So there are things which is right, but I don't like doing it. There are things which is wrong, but which I like doing it. So just stick to your intellect. There is a struggle involved. Many times I have to do things which I don't like. I should not do things which I like. So there is a struggle. So in this struggle, the spiritual muscles gain strength. So the struggle of intellect and mind. Intellect becomes stronger and stronger as you go on living your convictions. So as the mind becomes pure, understand that God who is in your heart, he is knowing your progress. What is that which is needed for you? He knows everything. So if a guru is needed for you, if a physical guru is needed for you, he will just appear. Even the guru may not know. Guru is just an instrument in the hands of the Lord to help you. Remember, ultimate guru is Bhagavan only. And he is right in your heart. He is ever with you. So if he feels that you need a guru, then he will provide you a guru. We, with our ignorance, we can never find a guru. How can a blind person Find the right guru. So don't worry about things which is not in your hands. It is like the baby which has come out of the womb worrying about the milk in the breast of the mother. When the baby comes, the breast is filled with milk. The baby did not worry about it. His only job is to come out of the womb healthy. That's all. There is a Lord who will do things which even mother doesn't know, you see. A particular food is needed for the baby. The world doesn't know, the mother doesn't know, the father doesn't know. But then a particular food is specifically created for that child. And once that child is able to digest other food, this milk also disappears. So beautifully well, Bhagavan is taking care of each and every one of us. Whether it is physical need, emotional needs, spiritual need, whatever the need may be. So our job is only to live whatever we have understood.
Thank you, Swamiji. Partly my question stems from where I'm coming from with this question is have for as I read more books, as I consume more information, as I listen to more professions, sometimes I see conflicting information. In such cases, I wouldn't say conflicting. I would say I would see additional paths and additional venues we can approach. And with my limited, I would say, intellect or knowledge, I believe I'm not capable of making the decision of which to pursue and when to stop and till what point to go. That is where this question arises from. If there could be a guiding hand,
See,
which we
yes,
could
I
take.
understand your question. There are so many gurus in the market now. What to do? Each one is telling a different path. See, nothing wrong in doing guru shopping in the beginning. But you will find that there will be somebody who will start making you sense. And you are inspired. That there is a particular problem with which you are suffering. And here is a person who is clearly addressing that problem. If you find such a wavelength match, a tuning, understand he is a guru at that time.
Thank you so much, Guruji. Hari Om.
Sharaji, you had some question?
There's something in the chat box someone put.
Yeah, I saw some big thing.
Yeah, Swamiji. So Sharat is my husband's name.
Ah.
And yeah, recently, so there's a community thing which is going on, and I'm from Chinmaya Mission at New Jersey Center.
Ah.
So in this community thing, there's an elementary school which is very adjacent to a cemetery, but now they are trying to get permit for a crematorium. As per our Hindu rituals, we let the loved ones go by cremation, which is our rituals mostly, right? But if we know the science facts, we know that cremation is causing air pollutions, right? So I kind of get into situations like this where our rituals sometimes are not tallying with the science facts. So I feel in this kind of situation, what I have to follow, should I be following science not to pollute this air more, or should I be just blindly following my ritual, saying that probably there was science when they did this, according to scriptures?
Amma, what is your question? Should we burn the body or not? Is the question?
Maybe, yeah. So I don't know what is the fact which I need to follow, you know.
Who said that air is polluted when the body is burnt?
It's there everywhere in science what kind of pollutants come when a person gets cremated.
Because according to me, the atmosphere is not polluted just because the body is burnt. It's mainly because of industrial pollution. When so many chemicals are produced, have you seen that smoke coming out of big chimneys?
Yeah.
What about that? This is hardly even 1%. I don't know. I don't think even it is 1%. And you know the volcanoes, when they erupt, how much of pollution creates?
Mm-hmm.
What is the percentage of pollution created by body burnings? And what about the vehicles that which is burning this fuel?
So, Swamiji, if I say, let's say industrial pollution is around 90%, and when we cremate a person every day for at least 5 people on a single day, and they are causing 2% to this.
Amma,
When
shall
we
I
know,
tell you one thing? Every day,
yeah,
how many miles do you drive in a car?
um, yeah, let's say an average person is traveling every day 1 hour to
And
2 hours.
are you not creating pollution? Is there not exhaust coming out when that fuel is burnt?
Mm-hmm.
Will you stop driving the car then?
Mm-hmm.
How much of pollution? This is nothing. How can you say 2%? I think that it must be around 0.01%.
Hmm.
Compared to the pollutants in the world, burning the body, it's nothing. You see the number of cars and the trucks which are going on the road.
But knowingly, if I know knowingly, even if I'm causing 1% of it, anyway, when we are leaving, it's not necessary
What are
that
the
we
other
have
options
to,
you have? Tell me, what are the other options you have?
like other rituals have burying or green burial, or a lot of other options like hydra, aquamarine burials and all that. So the problem
Mm,
is when we have faith in something, and
mm,
because of the gurus or the scriptures or whatever it is, so
mm.
when the guru says that this is the only way you have to pass, we all think that is what we have to pass blindly, right?
No,
So
Guru doesn't say that only burning the body is the only. No, Hinduism never says all that. In fact, all the sannyasis are buried only.
hmm,
Taponji Maharaj's body was thrown into the Ganga. At least it will become food for the fish.
yeah, I
Somebody,
saw that, right? Yep.
where is it said that no, you have to be. Cremation is done according to the changing needs of the society. Because the
Hmm.
land is less. And
Yeah.
if you bury, then that body will, what you call, decay, and that will mix with the underground water and drink. There's so many factors are there, Amma.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So many factors are there. So changing society I don't think it's a major issue. In fact,
Okay.
it is
Thank
good if you burn it.
you. Yeah.
So Swamiji, there are some couple of more things in the queue, but maybe I should ask the question that's already posted before, so then we
Ah,
can come back to
You
this.
choose, Amma. You decide.
Sunil, are you on? Sunil, are you on?
Hari Om.
Yeah.
Sorry, took some
No
time to.
worries. Do we have any example from our Puranas on how do we prepare ourselves to handle unfavorable situations? How to effectively cope up with failure or negative result and continue with higher bhakti?
Do you have
Any example from the Puranas? How to prepare ourselves to handle difficult negative situations,
in
unfavorable?
fact, almost every story is having difficult negative situation. Dhruva, he did not get love from his father. How many, even Narada himself, his mother died. Every story in Purana is unfavorable only. Ambarish, he was cursed by that Durvasa. Draupadi's children died. Every story in the Purana is a devotee experiences unfavorable situation, then he turns his mind towards the Lord, and then he overcomes the difficult situation. This is the story of all Puranas. Draupadi, you see, in that evil assembly, Dushasana tried to disrobe her. Extreme unfavorable situation where literally there was no hope. Gajendra, every story you take. I'm just telling you some. Vibhishana. How many examples? How many examples? Even what is her name? Shabari.
So, Swamiji, the primary question I might have not articulated it correctly. I mean, but I found answers between the answers you gave to Sujinaji and Vishalakka actually. Mainly, um, how to continue improving our bhakti when hard situations arise. I mean, yes, when everything is good, all goes well. Yeah, I do my morning prayer, I do everything, but slowly vasanas pull us back. Again, I can feel it. I can, okay, I'm reducing my interaction with God and I'm not able to cope up with the negatives that come in. If so, that is what's the how to improve that balance in a right way, so that I'm not. It's not losing trust. It never happens, but identify the pullbacks from the Bhagwan and approach him uh, slowly, day by day.
See, just now only you gave the answer also to it. When you are showing disinterest in sadhana, slacking in sadhana, then the negativity starts overpowering you. Isn't it? That itself should be a warning signal. If you don't listen to that warning signal and don't correct yourself, then the negativity will go on intensifying. First, it will be just a disturbance of the mind. If you don't listen, then slowly, slowly that negativity, it starts coming from the cosmos. Something will happen in the office, something will happen at home. The more you are disconnected from God, you will find that you are disconnected from the world also. You start saying wrong things, doing wrong things, and painful happenings. So all these things should give us a warning signal. Oh, see, I'm slacking in my sadhana and see what all things are happening. So immediately correct yourself. This is the way.
Thanks, Swamiji. Hari Om. Yeah, that explains. Even I was finding my answers in other people's answers. So thank you so much, Swamiji, for the time.
So Swamiji, this other question, someone said anonymous, they didn't give their name. I hope the person is online. I'm going to
Amma,
read.
you can take other questions, anonymous later.
Besides, that was from Sheila actually. Our apology.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Sorry.
Swamiji, when we are going through a tough and challenging time, Vedanta tells us that this is all because of our past karmas, and this is not a mistake from God. But when we look at it from the worldly perspective, it hurts. How can we explain this to children and people who are not in the Vedantic path without sounding insensitive?
See, Amma, if you find that this person is not mature enough to understand why that person is going through some suffering, pain, etc., you don't have to explain it to them. Then the best way of giving relief is just give a hug to them and say that I know what you are going through. We are all with you. That's all you need to say. Everywhere, don't bring Vedanta and try to explain why things are happening. Because many times the truth is so bitter that that person can't take it. So when that person is not able to take the bitter truth, don't give that truth to them. We are going to that person only to give some relief, some solace. So if I'm not able to console through my truthful words, I don't have to speak those truth. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyam hitam. Word should be beneficial. Word should be sweet. Word should be non-agitating. So if a truthful word is agitating, if it is bitter, if it is not beneficial, don't say. This is how we have to handle such situations. Later on, when that person is in a balanced state of mind, take up these topics. Yes, I think somebody has some follow-up questions. Mute, you are in mute.
Oh, yeah. So let me see.
Sorry about that. Hari Om Swamiji. So just to follow up on that, so when you sometimes, like with the example you gave, that you would show your sensitivity by giving them a hug or just telling them that you understand what misery they're going through, aren't you in some way sometimes enabling them to continue down that path, and you're kind of giving them a positive feedback that it's okay to be feeling in this way, and in a sense like you're pushing them further into that, they're already going in this circle of this negativity, and you're kind of encouraging them to continue on that path.
See, what happens is when the misery becomes intense, all these words of solace will not give you any kind of consolation. And a time comes when you really want to know where you are going wrong. You are not interested in superficial consolation. You are interested only in truth. A time will come. At that time, you give this medicine of truth. It will work wonders. But not everybody is fit for it. It is exactly like painkiller. Pain is coming. It has a purpose. Why is there a pain? Pain indicates that there is some problem. But if you are not able to handle that pain, what do you give? You give a painkiller. At that time, painkiller is more useful. So there are situations in life where truth is more falsehood is more useful than truth. There are a lot of situations. Like for example, a patient is in front of you. You are a doctor. And you have detected cancer in that person. And you know that that person will not be able to handle it. Will you directly tell the truth? Hey, see, I should tell you the truth. You are suffering from cancer. Will you do that? No. You'll find, hey, see, everything is fine. Then some near and dear ones, you break the truth only in front of such people. So many times there are situations where you cannot tell the truth. You should not tell the truth.
Thank you, Swamiji. That really answers my question. Hari Om.
So, Swamiji, the next question is again from Kate Key. How can we maintain spiritual growth without feeling guilty about pursuing material success, especially when responsibilities and ambitions demand attention?
Where are you?
Hari Om, Swamiji.
Again, Amma, see, the thing is, just listen to that voice of guilt. In both ways there is guilt. If you do too much of worldly activity and completely neglecting spirituality, there will be a guilt. If you whole day you sit for meditation and don't do any worldly work, then again there is a guilt. So there is a voice which is guiding you. So there is a fine balance between these two where there is no guilt. There is a minimum hour of meditation which you are supposed to do, spiritual sadhana, and you are doing that worldly thing also. And when you do both, you will find that this guilt is disappearing. Find out that balance and do that. As I said, that guilt is the voice of God. Listen to that carefully. Whatever that voice says, that is the truth for you. Others cannot decide the truth. It's only Bhagwan who can decide. Clear?
Yes. Thank you, Swamiji.
So, Swamiji, there are a couple more questions from Suresh. But is there anything in the chat box, like somebody had a...
Someone had a hand raised, I think. Rama Iyer Subramaniam.
Yeah, so Subramanian ji, can you go ahead? Your hand is raised.
Yeah. Thank you. Namaskar, Guruji. See, what happens is I am trying to learn Vedanta for last few years. But at some point of time, it is very difficult to say that we do some judgment, but we feel that there is a sort of choice we need to make between bhakti and jnana. That means you try to spend more time on bhakti and simply leave it to God, that whatever you need to know will happen to you, whatever has to happen will happen to you, and try to do only pure bhakti with the God. That is one approach happens. Another approach happens, no, try to learn more Upanishads, understand more about Atma, Brahman, etc., and create that intellect on your mind. And in this confusion, we have the choice of choosing. I won't say the word choosing the Guru, rather we get across such a situations where we have to prioritize between these two. Little confused, which path to take, and in that process, are we trying to do, as you said, guru shopping? I mean, totally confused, Guruji.
See, guru shopping is nothing wrong in guru shopping. Listen to all of them and find out which is your path, where there is perfect tuning. There is nothing wrong.
Oh, okay. So there's a guilt in when we try to switch from, because we always say that you have to read Vedanta over a long period of time under guidance of your guru. That is understood that because the God has given you a guru and you need to stick to him and you need to listen and you have to be guru bhakti and do what he says and you have to get attached to that guru only and you should not change like that. That's what my internal, many times I get this wavering mind.
See, all these confusions come because you think guru is a person. This confusion is coming from this wrong understanding. You think guru is this person. So therefore, for so many years, stay to this guru. There is no guru actually. There is only Bhagavan. Even that guru also has become a guru because he has surrendered his ego. So who is working through him? Bhagavan. The more and more you think that these gurus are all different, saying different things with different paths, then you will have all this guilty feeling. It is a wrong notion which is creating guilt in you. Okay. Understand that it is Bhagavan himself who is speaking through this person. Then there is no problem at all. Then you can listen to every guru then. Because there you are seeing Bhagavan only then.
Okay. Okay.
What is wrong in accepting whatever is good? In this guru, I find this good. Take it. In the other guru, I find that good. Take it. Because it's all from Bhagavan only which is coming. So there is no guilt. Don't think that the guru means this person. Never think that.
Okay. 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 Thanks, Guruji. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
So Swamiji, one more question. This is actually from Deepali. Deepali, are you on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om.
So I've been initiated with Thakur's Guru Mantra and I was instructed to do it in the morning while maintaining purity of body and mind. Can I chant the same mantra as constant remembrance, Nam Jap throughout the day? I have been told that mantras with Omkar should not be chanted whenever and wherever. In that case, should I chant the name of the Ishta Devata? Thanks.
Amma, why are we chanting the name of God? Let us be very clear. I chant the name of God to remember God, to feel that He is always present with me. The more and more I remember God, the more and more it becomes a habit. And once it becomes a habit, 24/7, I feel the presence of God. Let there be clarity as to why I am chanting this. Do you want God all the time with you or only few moments?
All the time.
Then to chant all the time. How does it matter whether there is Om or not? It doesn't matter at all. Whatever the name your Guru has given, chant it as many times as possible, wherever, even in bathroom also you can chant, because you want Bhagwan in bathroom also.
Yeah.
Make it a habit.
That's what I had been doing, but I heard somewhere and they said, these
Are you
are
convinced
Vedic.
with that logic? Somewhere you heard something. Are you convinced?
No, that's why I wanted to ask from somebody who can, guide me.
Remember, this world is created by Bhagwan. Desha, Kala is created by Bhagwan. So there is no Desha which is unholy. There is no Kala which is unholy. Because it is creation of Bhagwan. Everything is holy only. So as much... Amma, in the scripture, Bhagavad Gita, what does Bhagwan say? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmara. Sarveshu kaleshu, sarva kala. Remember me. He has never said that only in the morning time you should remember. This time you should not chant Om. No. Every time. So you don't have faith in the words of Bhagwan in Bhagavad Gita. You have, I don't know where you have listened.
No, they say you can just say the name of God instead of saying the Vedic mantras because they need to be done in proper way. And
What is the purpose of Vedic mantra? Om, what is the purpose? In the very same chapter, chapter 8, Om iti udaharan mam anusmaran, Bhagavan says. There the term used is Om only. And the very same chapter Bhagavan is using this. Tasma sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara. All the time remember me. And there the term used is Om only. 8th chapter, if you read, you will get it. Only throughout your life, only if you remember God, at the time of death, you can remember God.
Yes.
That is a test. What is a test that you have truly remember God? At the time of death, how easily is this name coming to you? There Bhagavan will not ask, did you chant only during auspicious time or did you chant inauspicious time? If you have chanted Om in inauspicious time, then I am going to send you to hell. What nonsense. Always use logic, your reasoning power. So therefore, Bhagavan's name should be chanted Sada Sarvada. And it doesn't matter whether, don't say that Om is more auspicious and other mantras are, no. In the Vedic times, only Om was available. At present modern times, so many names are available. Krishna, Rama, Ganesha, whatever the name you want.
Okay. Thank you very much, Swamiji.
So Swamiji, we went over by 10 minutes here.
Doesn't matter, Ma. Finish off the questions.
Yeah, there are a couple more questions that both are from Suresh. So one is, for a beginner in meditation, how should I view my goal while I sit in meditation? I may try to quieten my mind and focus on my breath, but I'm not always sure what my goal is and how to assess whether I'm doing it well or making progress.
The first question is, what is the purpose of your meditation? What is your understanding about meditation? Why are you meditating? Are you clear about this goal? Where are you?
Oh, Swamiji, that's the problem actually. All I said, my question stems from when I try to sit there, I'm thinking my goal is to try to quieten my mind. And yet I'm actually wondering, is that the goal? Or is it to become aware of my awareness? I guess that confusion leads to numerous thoughts of, am I doing this?
So all these problems are because, you see, there is no love for Ishtadevata. See, that is why first step is not meditation. First step is develop devotion for God. There is somebody with me, loving me, taking care of me, always guiding me. So I am sitting for meditation in order to tune to Him. If this is the goal, then everything becomes meaningful. When I am tuned to Him, I am able to perform all my duties well. I am able to take right decisions. And there is a power which is all the time protecting me, guiding me, loving me. So when I am tuned to Him, everything is auspicious. I am perfectly in safe hands. See, just like a child in the lap of mother. That child, all the time that child is meditating. What is the meditation of that child? Am I with my mother or not? The rest, everything comes secondary. Because the child knows very well, I don't have anything. I don't have money. I don't have power. I don't know anything about this world. And this Amma is taking care of me all the time. As long as I am with my mother, everything is fine. The moment I lose contact with my mother, I am finished. So therefore, this child is also meditating. What is that meditation? Mother meditation. In the same way, in the beginning, develop such a relationship with God. So in that moments of meditation, am I tuned to my Creator, who is beating my heart, who is keeping me alive, who has given me all this, such a beautiful world, created a conducive environment, because of which what I am, whatever I am. Am I in tune with Bhagavan? Am I doing what He wants me to do? Am I doing something which is against His will, against His wish? This is the way the initial stage of meditation should be. And more you are in tune with the divine, peace automatically comes. You don't have to worry about peace. You don't have to focus on your breath and all. They are all very inferior type of meditation. You focus on your breath, yes, some peace is there, but it's a very dry peace. But more and more your emotions are involved. Feelings are involved. There is more and more of sense of fulfillment. So bhakti is the way. Did I answer, Sureshji?
Yes, very helpful, Swamiji. So instead of thinking about it as if to empty the mind, it's actually to fill it actually with our love for God.
First step is not emptying. First step is filling the mind with noble emotions.
Thank you so much.
Then one last question again from Suresh. When we say that someone is liberated or someone has attained moksha, what is it that is actually liberated or has attained moksha?
See, when I say I am liberated, who has got liberated? Me, myself. Liberated from what? From my wrong notion. Now, it is just like waking up from the dream. Who is liberated from the dream world? I myself. So what is the meaning? Getting liberated from the dream world. The wrong notion that I am a dreamer is gone. The right understanding that I am the waker has arisen. So what is liberation? Becoming free from all wrong notions of life, wrong notions about myself, and gaining a right understanding about myself. That is called as liberation. So liberation from tension, worry, anxiety, liberation from wrong notion about myself. That is called as liberation. Freedom from wrong notion. And who is going through it? I myself, who else? After waking up, who got rid of wrong notion? I myself. What was my wrong notion before I woke up? My wrong notion was I was a dreamer. After waking up, who got rid of wrong notion? Very same dreamer. Now, understanding of the dreamer is I am a waker. I am not that body in the dream. I am this body in the waking. I am not that. I am this. In the same way, when liberation happens, you come to know I am not this body. I am the observer of this body, the witnessing consciousness of this body. This understanding becomes very firm. This is called as liberation. After that, whatever happens to the body, you really don't care because it is not you.
So Swamiji, when you say I myself got liberated, it's not the ego I, but the entity that gets liberated is that ego dissolves. So then the consciousness remains kind of.
See, when I say I am liberated, it's an awareness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Only awareness can be aware. Earlier, my awareness was I am the body. Awareness plus body, this is ego. Now I know I am awareness without body. So what has happened? Wrong notion that I am the body is gone. Is the awareness there? Yes. Even when ego was there, awareness was there. Even now when the ego is not there, detachment from the BMI has happened, awareness is there. So now it is pure awareness. Earlier it was impure awareness. That impure awareness is called wrong notion. The pure awareness is called right understanding. It is the same awareness which was ignorant. It is the same awareness which is enlightened now.
So that awareness as a dreamer, then awareness plus a waker, but now it's pure awareness. That's
correct.
All these other.
Correct.
So I think that's the end of all the questions. Anything from the audience? Any last minute things?
Namaskaram, Swamiji. I am Rukmini. So one small this thing, supposing continuously if we want to practice to reduce ahankara, at least we should try to stop using the word I as far as possible. Supposing even if we do some work, we can tell that it is done, maybe in a passive voice. Or whenever there is even a little bit of contribution by someone else, we should try to use the word we, or something like that. As we stop taking credit, then we become less and less bhokta, so that that karma bandha will slowly reduce. Is that approach will that work?
Amma, see, in the worldly transactions, be a worldly person only. Don't say, Amma, who cooked the food? This body cooked the food. Amma, who sang that song? This throat sang that song. Amma, don't do all such kind of thing. Wherever you have to use I, use I. What is most important thing is the understanding. When somebody is praising you, you say, thank you very much for your nice gesture. You are most welcome. Whatever, see, worldly transaction, whatever is there, you stick to that. Deep down, when somebody is praising for your talent, your ability, deep down you must be very clear that it is Bhagwan himself who is doing it. It is the ability of Bhagwan. This understanding is more important than the usage of the term. I can always do a lip service. Many times people do the lip service. When praise comes, oh, it's all grace of God. But inside, deep inside, I'm very clear that I only did everything. But outside, I will say that it's all grace of God and this and that. All lip service only. Even the usage of thank you and all. Actually, it doesn't touch our heart at all. It is all mechanical thank you. So many things, it's all mechanical. Just by polishing your words, it is not going to help. Your understanding has to change. That's the root. It is possible that externally you are all using very scriptural words and deep down it's all worldly. So no problem. Outside use the worldly words only. In the world, when somebody is praising you, what do you say? Thank you. So nice of you. All those things you use. But deep down, that's all what Bhagwan sees. What are you deep down? Not what are you speaking outside. Deep down, it should be very clear. Bhagwan, it's only because of your grace that these things have happened. Externally, so that's why Guruji used to know, Bahar drama, Andar Rama. Always remember this. Bahar drama, Andar Rama. Bahar you do drama. This is all drama only. There is a way in which the world is functioning. There are certain words which are used. Live accordingly. Don't try to show off that, I am a very spiritual person. And therefore use certain things which are very, very awkward many times, Many times to show off spirituality also people use all this. This body went there. This body did that. This body. What do you mean? It's not going to help.
I got it, Swamiji. Got it. Because I was just thinking, how do we progress? That is why I thought whether our mind should think continuously like that. And now I got what you said. Thanks, Swamiji.
So, Hari Om Swamiji, then Sharad ji sent a nice message on the thing. So I'm sure Swamiji was able. So that's the end of all the questions. Again, of course, sincere gratitude to Swamiji and for clarifying all our doubts. And I will reach out for our next session, hopefully in another 4 to 6 weeks, Swamiji.
Yes, Amma.
And thank you all for sending the questions. And through your questions, we all learned a lot. Thank you so much. So Swamiji, if you can do the closing.
Yes, Amma. Yes. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyid Dukha Bhag Bhavet Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Hari Om Swamiji.
Hari Om. Hari Om.
Swamiji.
Thank
Hari
you,
Om.
Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Swamiji.
Hari Om.